Good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at LRDI Basics, and this is part 24 of the LRDI Basics series. So, we will be solving questions, a particular set, a very interesting set under LRDI. So, the set says that recently the answers of a test held nationwide were leaked to a group of unscrupulous people. The investigative agency has arrested the mastermind and 9 other people, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I, in this matter. Interrogating them, the following facts have been obtained regarding their operation. Initially, the mastermind obtains the correct answer key. All the others create their answer key in the following manner. They obtain the answer key from 1 or 2 people who already possess the same. These people are called his or her sources. If the person has 2 sources, then he or she copies the answer keys obtained from both the sources. If the key to a question from both the sources is identical, it is copied, otherwise it is left blank. If the person has only 1 source, he or she copies the source's answer into his or her copy. Finally, each person compulsorily replaces one of the answers, and that's not a blank one, with a wrong answer in his or her answer key. The paper contained 200 questions, so the investigative agency has ruled out the possibility of 2 or more of them introducing wrong answers to the same question. The investigative agency has a copy of the correct answer key and has tabulated the following data. These data represent question numbers. So we can look at the table. We are talking about these 9 people, A to I, and the question numbers wherein they have answered them wrong. That's the second column. And the third column is about blank answers. The dash represents there was no blank answers, otherwise the question numbers are written there. And after this, we have these questions. Which one among the following must have 2 sources? How many people, excluding the mastermind, needed to make answer keys before C could make his answer key? Both G and H were sources to which out of these? Which of the following statements is true? And which of the following 2 groups of people had identical sources? So basically, this is a very unique and a very interesting set, which is which is based out of a lot of comprehension exists here. We need to read it carefully and understand what it is trying to imply. So basically, what we have to do is we need to figure out who copied, from which particular person, as in which person is the source of the other person, or which people are the sources of a particular person. So we have to read this and figure out that. So what I will do is I'll give you guys 3 to 4 minutes. Go ahead with it. See if you can come up with A is the source of which person, or maybe A's source is somebody, right? So start. Once you are done, you can let me know in the chat, okay, so that we can discuss further. Okay, so uh, looks like we should discuss, right? So the fact is, the part is the comprehension, right? As to what it is trying to imply, what all things are required here, right? What all things are given. So basically, it says that the investigative agency has arrested the mastermind and 9 other people. Okay. So let's consider a scenario where I am the mastermind. So what I will do is I will generate a question paper. Okay. Where the answer to every question is all correct. So all the questions are answered correctly. Now, when I'm going to provide my answer A to somebody else, what I will do is I will ask that person to make some changes so that nobody can catch us that we copied from each other, right? In this particular set, it is given that there was only one change that was being made by the person who copied from the source. So if I go vice versa, and if I compare the answer keys to these two people, that is my answer key and the person who copied from me, what I will see is, all the questions are going to be the same answers except for one, because one will be a different one, right? Now, somebody who copies from this particular person who has copied from me, so he's going to copy everything as such. But then he's also going to be warned that you shouldn't copy exactly everything as such. So you should make one changes. Now, this person who has copied, obviously this person doesn't know all the answers. So what this person assumes is the answer to all the questions that he has copied is correct. So he is going to, because so let's call this as person as P and this is Q. So Q will think that P is the source, right? So Q will make some changes, will make one question answer wrong instead of correct. So the mistake that he makes here now is going to be the one which is different mistake which P already made. Okay. That's what the question says, that since there are 200 questions, the possibility of two people making the same question answer wrong, this is next to impossible. Now, somebody may have more than one source. So let's say if I take this as R, P, Q, suppose this guy is S. So when S looks at R and P's answer keys, what he sees is, so let's say there are 5 questions. So he sees that the first one is fine, second one is fine, third one is fine. In the fourth one, what he will see is R's answer key has certain questions option marked as something, and the same question is marked with a different option for P. So he's confused. So let's say for question number 4, the correct option was option A. P changed it to B. So when S is looking at both the sources, he's like, this guy has marked A option, this guy has marked B option. I do not know which one is the correct one. So what he does is he leaves it blank and he copies everything as such. So basically what happens is if somebody has got no answer wrong, but there is a blank, it means that person must have copied from two people like these. Now, somebody who copies from, let's say, um, okay, so S leaves one blank, and obviously, definitely he makes one mistake of his own choice, because that mistake is necessary for everybody to make. Okay. Now, somebody who copies from, let's say, P and Q, let's call this person T. So what he sees is the first question is same option, so he marks it same. Second one, he leaves it blank because he doesn't know what to do with it, because they are two different markings. The third one, he copies as such. Fourth one, he leaves it blank because there will be two different options. And the last one, they are going to keep it same. And then he will make a mistake of his own. So let's say he makes a mistake in the fifth one. So depending upon what kind of question, which question numbers are common and which are left blank, which questions were wrong options, these all will matter a lot in order to identify who is the source of whom. Okay. So let's try to figure out who is the source of whom. So if we look at A has only one wrong answer, which is 46, and there is no blank answer. So if I call the guy as mastermind, so anybody who is going to copy from mastermind, obviously there is not going to be any blank answer, but there is going to be only one question whose answer is going to be a wrong one. So A is definitely below mastermind, where 46 is the one where he has made the wrong answer, and there is no blank. What kind of other people do we have just like A? So we have A as 46, one blank, D is there, and G is there. So A, D, and G, they all are just below mastermind, and as in they have copied it from mastermind. So D has made the mistake in question number 17, and there is no blank. And G has made the mistake in question number 25, and then there is no blank. Now, there are two types possible now. So one who has copied from one of these ADG, or somebody who has copied from at least two of mastermind ADG. So anybody who copies from A or D or G will have the same question number answered wrong, and then one more wrong. There will not be any blank so far. So do we see question number 46 and one more wrong with no blank, as in there are zero blank answers? Yes, we do see them at E and H. So they have copied from A. So when E copies from A, what happens is he copies 46 directly, and then he makes a mistake of his own, which is question number 90. So I'm going to underline those question numbers which that person has made it wrong. And since there is no discrepancy, so he doesn't have any blank answer. Then we are going to have G. G copies 46 question number from A as such. He doesn't know if it's wrong or correct. And then he makes a mistake in question number 92, and there is no blank. Okay, what about D? Do we see a 17 again? No. What about G? Do we see a 25 again? No, we do not. Okay, next. If we look at, so we are done basically with E and H as well. Okay. Now, all the four people that are left over, B, C, F, and I, they have got certain blank answers. So let's see how is that going to happen. So if we look at B, he has a wrong answer, which is 96. And then he has three blank answers, which are 46, 90, and 25. So 46, 90, and 25 will happen when that person is going to get discrepancies in question number 46, 90, and 25, which means his sources should be those people who have marked the questions number 46, 90, and 25 wrong, which is going to be A, 46. This is going to be 25. So anybody who copies from A and G both will make sure that 46 and 25, they are marked wrong, different. So he is going to leave it blank, right? And E as well, because that's in where we see 90. So B is basically, he has three sources, A, G, and D, so that he makes a mistake of 96 of his own, and he leaves 46, 90, and 25. Okay, so we are done with B. Now let's move to C. C is making mistake in 27 and 56. So we do not see a 27, we do not see a 56. Let's go to the next person. He makes a mistake in 14 and 46. So 46 is already a mistake that he's going to make. Then he makes another mistake, which is going to be 14. So this person is going to copy from A for sure. But then he makes mistakes in 90 and 92 both. 90 and 92 both will happen if that person is going to copy from those people who made mistakes in 90 and 92. As in G and D are going to be his sources. So if we look at F, if his sources are E and G, what will happen? He will see that 46 is the wrong one, right? Which was copied from A. So he's going to copy it as such, which is a wrong answer. When he's going to look at 92 and 90, he's confused as to what to mark it because different options are selected by G and D. So he leaves them blank. And then he makes a mistake of his own, which is going to be question number 40. So we are done with F. Let's look at I. I has only one wrong answer, which is 27. But he does have three blank answers, which are 17, 46, and 90. So for 17, 46, and 90, this is going to happen if that person copies from D and E. So that 17, 46, and 90, they are different answers. So this is going to be I, and he makes a mistake of his own, which is question number 27, leaves 17, 46, and 90 to be blank. So we are done with I. The last person is C now. 17, 46, and 90, these are still his blank answers. But his wrong answers are 27 and 56. So 27 is already here, right? So that means this person must have copied from I. So C copies from I, where he copies 27 as such. He makes his own mistake of 56. And then he leaves 17, 46, and 90 as blank because those were already blank. Right? So let's look at the questions now. So first one is which one among the following must have two sources? A, no, A has only one source. B, yes, B is going to have two sources. Sorry, no, B has three sources, A, E, and G. No, B has only two sources because A is not required. He can get it from only E and G, right? 46 is there, 90 is there, 25 is there. He can have a third source, which is going to be A. He can have. Because I will see that to be different. Okay. C is going to have only one source. D is going to only have one source. So since the question says which of the following must have two sources, so out of all of these, only B can have two sources, right? So that means B did not copy it from A. He simply copies it from E and G. Because if he copies from A as well, so he will see that question number 46 is copied as such, and then there is a change there. So he gives 46 as blank, 90 is going to be blank, 25 is going to be blank, 96 is going to be so. So B. How many people, excluding the mastermind, needed to make answer keys before C could make his answer key? So for C to make his answer key, we require I, right? So unless and until I has not made it, C won't be able to make it. In order to make I, we would need D, right? And from I, we would need E, and for E, we would need A. So A, E, I, and D, these four people, if they make their answer keys, or if these are going to be the sources of each other in a particular order, then only C will be able to make the answer key. So we need four people before C can make his answer key. Now both G and H were sources too. So both G and H. Okay, I think I made a mistake here. This is H. This is not G. G and H, they are not sources to a particular person, right? None of the nine. Which of the following statements is true? C introduced the wrong answer to question 27. C introduces the wrong answer to question number 56. We have underlined 56. So A is not true. E introduced the wrong answer to question 46. So E 46, no, he introduced 90. 90 we have underlined. F introduced the wrong answer to question 14. So yes, he did. So C becomes our answer. Okay. Next, which of the following two groups of people had identical sources? A, D, and G. Do they have identical sources? Yes, their identical sources is the mastermind. So one is for sure going to be true. So answer is either A or D, depending upon if second statement is true. E and H. Do they have identical sources? Yes, they both have a source A. So this is also going to be true. So the answer is going to be D, both 1 and 2. Right? So in case if you guys have any queries, feel free to ask regarding preparation for this year's CAT, or if you have written this year's CAT, this year's CAT as in 2025. And if you have written 2024 CAT, and if you have any query regarding the exams or the GDPI preparation, feel free to ask. If anyone is watching it later, there is the contact number at the right bottom. Make sure that you give a call or drop a text. We'll get in touch with you. And in case you have got a query which is a longer one and very much directed towards me, make sure that you write that in the comment section below. Okay. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video. That's all we need, and share it with your friends. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'll see you again in the next session. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.